piggyback on it. I share something.
Is everybody rolling? Okay. For some note-taking purposes, if you would tell us your first and last name, and then spell both of them for us.
My name is Mary Strickland. Mary is M-A-R-Y, Strickland, S-T-R-I-C-K-L-A-N-D.
Okay. If we hadn't asked, it would you'd have spelled Mary with like 2 E's or something, so we always have to ask.
Oh, yeah.
Now, help us out. Your relation to,
Willie James Jr.
yes ma'am, your relation.
Well, I'm related to his mom through my
Okay.
husband.
Okay.
They're first cousins, and we're here all to, just offer her support.
I got you.
And we also belong to the same church, St. Mary's Missionary Baptist Church.
Okay. For a case like this, and to have, no developments in this amount of time, does that get frustrating? Is it easy to get overcome from something like that, to know that there's been this period of time?
Yes, it has. But with our faith in God, we continue to keep the hope and the faith that, everything will work out for the good.
In a community of this size, sometimes it's cliche to say, well, everybody knows everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But in a case like this, is there sort of that feeling that somebody knows something
Yes.
somewhere?
Yes, that's how we feel. Like somebody knows, but maybe they're afraid to come forward and, give any clues as to what's going on or what happened to them. Yeah, so that's why we're reaching out now, to see if maybe somebody's willing to come forth now and, maybe give us some idea of maybe what happened to them.
Tell us a little bit about him.
Wanda. She's his mom, and you have anything to say?
He was well loved by his family. He had a big heart, very big heart.
When did you, from 3 years ago, what was your last interaction with him? And
3 years ago, middle school, had a football game at the old Junior P. Bryan, and I was on my way to pick up some meds, and he was standing at the fence with a group of guys, and when I cranked the car up, he backed up from the fence and looked my way, and that was the last time I saw him.
how did it develop sometime later where you hadn't heard from him? Did you try to contact him, or did somebody get in touch with you and say, when was the last time you heard from him, or hey, I can't reach him? How did it come to realize that nobody could reach him?
His girlfriend said he hadn't been home.
The people who are going to see this tonight, what message do you have for those who may be able to help?
Just anything that you saw that you can remember. Call the tip line. You don't have to talk to me. You don't have to leave your name. Just call and tell what you know.
To have no information for this period of time and not have any answers. How heartbreaking if there was somebody out there with some information and they were kind of hesitant or didn't want to come forward, to explain to them how tough these last 3 years have been. What would you tell them?
How would you feel if you were in my shoes and that was your family member? How would you feel? Wouldn't you want to know?
What has these 3 years been like for you?
It's no words.
the support that you had, you mentioned from church, from other folks in the community, how supportive have folks been throughout this whole ordeal to y'all?
Very supportive. My family, my sister, they've been there from day one.
Is he your only child?
Now I have another son and a daughter.
How are they taking this?
Not good.
Is he the oldest, the youngest, the middle?
He's the middle child.
Okay.
Doesn't he have a child?
Yes,
How old is that child now?
3.
The baby was just born when he went missing.
Son or daughter?
Daughter.
Is there anything else that y'all would want to get out to the public?
Just if you know anything, please just let us know. Call the tip line.
Can I ask you something just for note-taking purposes? Will you tell us your first and last name?
My name is Wanda Jackson.
Spelling, please.
WANDA JACKSON.
Thank you.
Okay, y'all wanna redirect toward Investigator Long back there and
Yes, which mic?
Detective Akins?
If we can take the microphone from Miss Mary. We'll shift around a little bit.
If y'all just wanna kinda stay right there. And
Tell them they can't be traced when they call you. They can call without being traced.
We'll take care of it.
do you wanna just throw that in? Y'all want them to stand behind the family or in front of them?
Maybe in front.
Okay.
That's a little bit easier. Which one is better? If he's standing back there or coming forward?
I think just we can get them in the foreground.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Move this around. Okay. There you go. Come right on in. Y'all will.
Somebody in the mic? I'll make touch.
Now, y'all wanted them in front of the family?
No, he's
Right there?
good right where he's at.
Okay.
In fact, let me, while I was thinking about it, let me multitask for a second.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
If you don't put it on Facebook, you didn't do it. Jason, rank first name and last name so everybody gets it.
Investigator Jason Long.
Okay,
Last name is L-O-N-G.
all right. With this initially being a city investigation, when and what prompted it for the sheriff's office for it to become a county case as well, or a dual case, or whatever?
The initial case was filed to the Statesboro Police Department in September 14th of 2015. They investigated the case heavily during that time period, up to about a year into the investigation, and that's when they made contact with our office and we began working together. There was some evidence uncovered that led to this joint operation.
For a case like this, you know, for it to be 3 years, and you know, it's cliche and I say it sometimes, somebody somewhere knows something, correct?
That is absolutely true. We know for a fact that there's members in our community and in the surrounding area that do have information that can help us. We believe that they're probably scared. They don't need to be. They can come forward to us. They can come forward. It can be anonymous. But we just urge the community to make the phone call, step out, do something good for this family. They deserve it.
What can people do if they want to remain anonymous, and how can they get a hold of you? What agencies are involved?
They can, of course, always call our office directly and just leave me a voicemail. Ask for me by name, Investigator Jason Long. They can call Statesboro Police Department, do the same thing. They can call the cops line. I believe there's also the tips online, if I'm not mistaken. They can do that as well. There's many, many ways of which they can make contact with our office, which they don't have to leave any personal information.
I know you can't really go into too much of the details of the investigation, but do you feel positive where we're at currently right now with 2 agencies on this, that a resolution is imminent or soon to be happening?
I feel that this is a very solvable case. We do have people that do come forward every now and then and give us information, and when they do, we look into that immediately. We're just looking for that last little straw, and once we get that straw, I think we'll be there.
Anybody else have any questions?
Is it just the Sheriff's Office and Bullock PD that are involved, or have we reached out? Is there any other agencies involved in this?
It's the Sheriff's Office and Statesboro Police Department.
I'm good. We got it. Very good. All right. I think we're good.
Don't cross the wires on the microphone.
Let's see. I don't know who's.
Dad,
Ma'am.
Ms. Hill want to say something. That's all.
Yes, ma'am.
Say something. But if it was my son, I want him to be found. The remains, let us know something where we can get peace.
For sure.
Close.
Closure.
For sure.
They know where, just where we can get close. Give him a decent burial.
Yours is dying.
Yeah.
How hard will it be? You got that on. How hard will it be? Let's make a hole right here.
Absolutely.
So we can
Easy as pie.
Easy as pie.
We can.